97.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
I can't hear you.
How are you? Yeah, thank you.
Our question to you is, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I feel good.
You look
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Good black really don't crack, huh? Well, you must be very, very excited.
I am very excited.
You're loving life?
I am, absolutely.
To the
Loving
fullest?
life. To the fullest, yes.
This is the brand new CD. It's Love Life. Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
It's crazy.
Tomorrow's the day.
Yes.
Now, I want to know the feeling from you first and foremost. How does it feel for a woman who has done a lot already in music? And now, you took a little hiatus for a moment, but now you're emerging back on the music scene. You don't have any concerns, butterflies, nervousness in any way, shape, and form, do you? When you're coming out with new music that people haven't heard?
Well, it's interesting because, when you say a hiatus, Beautiful Surprise was 3 years ago. But during that time, as you know, when the album comes out, that's really when the work begins. And I've been very fortunate to continue to do shows and to do things overseas and all of those things. So I wasn't necessarily away. But I'm as excited with Love Life as I was with the first project, which is why I kind of did the artwork very reminiscent of the first project, because I kind of had that same, angst and excitement and feeling like I still have things to prove that I felt like in the beginning.
So you don't take anything for granted?
Absolutely not.
You never get complacent?
No, I mean, at this point, 20 years, 6 albums, I just sit here feeling very blessed that I'm in a position where I could, where I could talk about songs and talk about, a project that I love.
And rightfully so, and you should. You started out this brand new CD with an interesting title of a song called Sandwich and a Soda.
Right.
Is that the new way of talking about sex these days? Right?
Could be, I don't know.
No, well, I'm listening. To me, I'm listening to the lyrics, so
Right.
explain it to us.
Well, I do realize that people do judge a song by its cover, by the title. It's not necessarily about a sandwich and a soda. Just like Stranger in My House wasn't about a stranger in the house. It's just really about catering, actually, in a relationship.
That's very important.
Even the little minor details, or major, depending on how hungry you are. Just catering to someone.
Well, you know what? You have done that eloquently in a lot of
you.
songs that you have done in the past. Let's go back to 1995.
Okay.
That moment in your life, was it exciting for you when you met Quincy Jones? And I mean, he was an icon, obviously. You're from Canada, and even though you're from Canada, his impact, his legacy of who he is, the magnitude of who he is, was absolutely, absolutely stunning for you. But you being a young lady at that time, given the opportunity to audition for this iconic figure, and then your life doing a 360-degree turn, take us to that moment. How did you feel? How exhilarating was it for you?
Well, at that time, we didn't have shows like American Idol and things like that kind of gave you an idea of what the music business would be like. So I really just was kind of, I had the audition, which is that is what you hear with You Put a Move on My Heart. And he chose that to be the first single, and then I got to tour the world with Quincy Jones, and it was all like very surreal and exciting and scary in ways. Here's this living legend who is so amazing, and he's, taking me under his wing and showing me the way. So, that's also one of those things where the further I get away from it, the more I appreciate it as well. The older you get, the more you look at things, and you're like, he would tell stories, and he would say, Ray and I, and it'd be like, Ray Charles, you're just like, okay. And it's just it was just one of those things where now I really can look back and take it all in. Where then I was just trying to impress Quincy and kind of just not disappoint anyone.
You are not only a phenomenal singer, but you're a great songwriter as well.
Thank you.
So what elements do you look for that you try to incorporate in your music? I don't know if you put you share your life with us in your music, or friends, but when you're hearing songs or selecting songs that you may not have written, what is attracted to you? What do you feel compelled to select?
For me, at the end of the day, it's about the melody. It's about, can you take all the music away and sing the song and it still sound great. And I don't know, there's just something that has to speak to me about it. Whether I wrote it or I didn't, it just has to speak to me in a way. And I know it when I hear it, and I know it when I start to sing it and put it on the mic. I know that's a song that will work for me. And sometimes there are songs, I recorded a few songs on this album that I didn't put on the album because I didn't feel like it fit with the entire body of work. So you're also thinking about that too. It could be a really great song, but with this body of work, it didn't work. I did Stranger in My House and Me around the same time, but I didn't put Me on that album because it was so much like Stranger in My House. So then I went back and I was like, I love this song, but I didn't feel like it fit on the same project.
And you executive produced a lot of your stuff.
I do, yeah. Yeah.
So, how much of this brand new CD, Love Life, have you actually wrote? 90%?
Let me see. Let me check. Okay, so I co-wrote Love Falls Over Me, Chase Lounge, Sandwich in a Soda, Like You Do, No Lie, Day One.
Day One.
Yeah.
Tell us about Day One.
Day One. That was a song that I wrote for my husband along with Claude Kelly, whom I worked with, and we just have a soul connection. I would say Claude Kelly and Shep are like my musical soul brothers. And we wrote that song in like 30 minutes. It just really came about on its own. And I went home and I said, babe, I wrote you a song today. He was like, oh no. So I said, no, it is not like Stranger in My House or Me. It's nothing like that. And so it's just, for me, it's like still part two.
We have true Tamia fans in here. Where you at? True Tamia fans.
Where you at? Make some noise.
So everyone knows that you're married to a phenomenal cat.
Yes.
Grant Hill, phenomenal cat.
Yep.
Laid back brother, huh?
He is.
Real cool, suave, sophisticated.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I understand why he is the way he is, and we commend him for him being how he is. Yeah. Chad, we got some questions from the audience. So Chad from Manhattan wrote this question for you tonight. Can you talk about the process of the album's track list? What story were you trying to tell as you did this project?
The track listing?
The track listing.
I actually spend a lot of time with the track listing. I kind of just spend a lot of time with the material and I play with the order, and so it's all about feel. I just kind of want to take you on a little ride, and I think that the placement and the track listing is very important on a project if you want people to listen to the entire album. Yeah.
Shakina from the Bronx, she said, what artists haven't you worked with that you would like to work with in the future?
Oh, wow. You know what? I never close the door on working with anyone. You never know how it's going to really go. I don't know. Could be interesting, like something with Maxwell, something with Bruno, something with Miguel. Something with Kanye could be really crazy and fun too. I mean, it's just you never know. I mean,
you've had a great deal of success, obviously, with Eric Benet.
Absolutely.
And we know how well you cross over well with Fabulous over the years. So you're not foreign to getting into hip hop. Whatever works, whatever gels is pretty much open for you, right?
Yeah, I don't have any. It's all about the song. It's all about what I'm doing. Like I love "So Into You." I put that on my first project, and then when Fab did it, I loved it just as much. So I mean, it just depends.
Let's go with Mike. I look like Mike from Manhattan. You're here, Mike?
Where you at, Mike?
You signed to Def Jam last year after being independent for a few years. How has being back on the major impacted your life overall?
Well, I actually we're on a joint venture, so I still am with Plus One, and I'm with with Def Jam as well. So for me, it's the best of both worlds. One of the reasons I went with a major was clearly the obvious reason. They still have major reach. And but when I went in there and I sat down and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do that, just speaking with them and the fact that they were, they were like, listen, we're not trying to change anything. We want you to continue to do what you're doing. We just want to be here, to essentially assist you in making sure that as many people as possible can be exposed to your project. And that's what you always want. You want as many people as possible to be exposed to your music. And, it's been great.
It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job. And I'm just, I'm really excited to be here today. And it takes so much work to even get to this point, and certainly independently it takes a lot of work, and they've certainly taken the pressure off, and I feel like I can be an artist again. And
it's interesting because before you came out, I just surveyed the room slightly to find out how many people were aspiring artists. So in this time and age, because things have changed since 1995,
Yes.
drastically. And with how the record industry has changed and transfolded, and what the record industry is looking for, what words of encouragement or what direction would you kind of tell somebody how they should? And I know every case is different because everybody has their own journey and story. But what could you just basically scratch the surface on to encourage them or tell them what they need to do when they're trying to get up on stage one?
Well, first of all, I would say that the music business is forever changing. And, not to get, too deep into it, but even now the way we consume music is different than we did years ago or when I first came out. So it's forever changing and evolving. And so I think it's important as an artist to know as much as you can about the business aspect of it, because the music part is really just a small part. There's a lot of great singers out here, and but it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of people that are never thanked in order to make it really happen. And just learn as much as you can about the business, and you'll have a better appreciation for all of it.
Now you're not limiting your ability in terms of your talent. We knew back in the day you did a couple of appearances. Do you have any aspirations to get into TV or movies at some point?
Yeah. I mean, I have some free time. Yeah.
No, you don't have a lot of free time. But she's a mom. What, three kids?
Two, just two. Yeah,
two.
Yeah.
You're gonna get one more?
No.
No more?
This is it.
You sure?
I'm definitely sure. Yeah. I know this.
Well, Chris from Brooklyn says, so we know that you had a birthday. We wasn't there to celebrate your birthday, so we can make this a pre-birthday celebration
good.
tonight. She says, you look like you're 22, and you really do.
Thank you.
So the bottom line is, I think some of the ladies want to know, what's your secret?
Oh,
For real.
Yeah, for real. I really do believe that it's all in how you feel, and as much stress as you can limit from your life as possible, obviously, and to really take care of yourself. We live in a world where we have so many things going on, and sometimes even if it's just a little time during the day to take care of yourself and have a good time. That's my main thing. We're on the road. I'm with, my band members. I love them like my family. And our main thing is like, listen, we're all making sacrifices to be here. We all have families. We're all, doing, but we are also sitting in a place where we feel blessed to be doing what we love. And so let's have a good time.
You seem like a person who likes to really take out quality time for special things in your life, most importantly, family. And how difficult is that, though, for a woman of your status, and of course your husband, because he's a public figure as well, to I actually isolate that time so greatly to spend quality time for your children, quality times for yourselves, and of course a great deal of time for your careers?
Well, I mean, I think, that's kind of what we all are dealing with in life. You're trying to find that balance. And I don't know if you ever do, but it's all about finding that balance. And of course, they know they come first. That's just, and that's true. I'm being honest. My family, they certainly come first. I never want to be on stage saying thank you for the accolades and apologizing to my kids. So, I'm just kind of I try and kind of make it all work, and obviously I try to make them a part of it as much as they can, because I also think that it's important. I have 2 girls. I think that it's important that they see mommy doing, what she loves and following her dreams. Obviously, I want them to do that themselves as well, and dad as well. And so, it's important, and you have to find the time. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes the juggling, it gets kind of out of whack, but you try and continue to find that balance.
Are you noticing any budding talent from your 2 daughters?
Of course, I'm their mom, so I of course I think my kids are talented.
See them following in your footsteps. They love to sing, I assume.
Yes, yes and no. Obviously, I would want them to, be the boss. And so, I don't really push them into music or sports or anything like that. We kind of just encourage them to try everything. Try it all. I mean, I was fortunate, when I was young, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. That doesn't necessarily happen for everyone. It's, you have to kind of figure it out, try it on, see if it fits, intern different places, see if that's you. And when it is, you'll know that that's what it is for you. So we just try and encourage them to keep looking.
Well, you know what? Your mom and your folks have definitely, your family encouraged you to do what you did. And
they did.
That's why you are 6th album in. That's why you have gained so many Grammy nominations over the years. 6-time Grammy winner.
Thank you.
I don't want to bore too many folks out, but I do want to give you a chance to kind of express what's on your heart about this brand new project, and how would you like for everyone to kind of approach this project, and what do you hope for when people listen to Tamia's music, especially with this brand new music, Love Life?
Well, I hope that I hope you guys love the album as much as I do. I made this album. I used to feel uncomfortable saying this, but I finished this project within 10 days, and it just felt right, and it feels right to me, and I'm just really proud of it, and I'm excited about this part of the leg of sort of introducing Love Life, and that's the performance aspect. I think songs kind of take on a whole new life when you perform them. I know as a fan, when I watch people perform songs, I'm like, oh, now I really love that song, or what was that song? I'd never heard it before. So I'm still a fan of music. And I'm just really appreciative that you guys are here and that you came out tonight to support me. And I'm really excited. I wouldn't be here without you guys, especially doing independent projects. That's that's really someone telling someone that someone told someone that someone told someone that someone told someone. And I have a lot of, dedicated fans that have stood behind me and that have, tried to school people on my music. And I just really appreciate it. Yeah. And that's also one thing with the internet, is that you really have an appreciation for the foot soldiers that are out there telling people, because, it takes a village. And so thank you guys.